Hilltop Zoo Series 2 Hilltop Zoo Opening Day Event Bury and Wait for Spring. Written by Kumiko Inoue. Picture by Hikari Araki. Translated by Yumi and S. Willis. Chapter 1 The Hilltop Zoo. There is a small zoo on a gentle slope where animals are living a laid-back lifestyle. It is called the Hilltop Zoo. There are no special shows, but you can see the animals in their casual days. For example, you can enjoy and watch the capybaras soaking in the hot spring while soaking in the foot bath that is linked to the zoo. It will make your heart feel warm and fuzzy. That is why this zoo is loved by everyone. Before anyone knew, it had become a tradition for everyone to replant the flowers in the main square in the fall on the anniversary of the first day the zoo opened. It is a joy for all grown-ups, children, and the animals to later see the spring flowers beds when plants awaken from their quiet winter slumber and turn into a profusion of flowers. The poster for this year's replanting event seems to be ready. The volunteers, Miss Okano and Mr. Ueshita, are putting up the poster on the bulletin board in the main square. Bury and wait for spring. It's a wonderful theme. Yes, it's a good theme. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it too. I wonder who will come. I wonder what kind of flowers will eventually bloom. After putting up the poster, each went home, picturing all the fun they'd experience. Pop and Corn, the chipmunks, who were watching everything from their tree, immediately checked the poster. Hey, what does it say? It says, bury and wait for spring. What does that mean? Is it a mistake? Is it supposed to say, sleep and wait for spring? What? They are going to each bring something and bury it in the flower bed. Oh, we are experts at burying things. We've already carried a lot of nuts for hibernation to our burrows and even buried them in the woods, haven't we? It seems like anybody can join. We only have to take something to bury. Why bury them? Are they going to dig them up in spring to eat like acorns and walnuts? Seems like they are saying that what they plant will become flowers, but the acorns we plant sprout and become trees, don't they? So you are saying that if you bury this yummy fluffy nut we just picked up, it will bear a plant with sweet, tasty, lumpy nuts? The two looked at each other. That's great! I want to try it! I want to give it a try! Let's go to the event! Yay! Pop and Corn, who were completely in the mood, went back to the woods carrying with care the lumpy nut they had picked up on the path. They live in the acorn forest in the zoo. In fall, the chipmunks store a lot of acorns and walnuts in their burrows to prepare for hibernation. They bury them here and there in the woods so they can eat them when they get up from their hibernation in the spring. The forgotten, uneaten nuts sprout and eventually become acorn trees. The chipmunks have finished most of their work for this year. The children came walking down the path in the acorn forest, carrying the sweet popcorn snack with care. They are the students of Hilltop Grade School. "Wasn't it awful that we dropped it, June?" "What? It couldn't be helped because it was blown by the wind. I picked up all the ones I dropped and will take them home, so don't worry now." "You are not supposed to feed the animals in the zoo." "Don't worry, I didn't feed them. Whatever I couldn't pick up was blown away by the wind, so it can't be helped. Well, the ones that blew away will go to the ants." Soon the two of them found a poster. "Hey, look, it's the information for the event. Part 1, Berry Spring. Wow, that sounds interesting. Do you plant spring? Is that why the elementary school council was gathering bulbs?" Part 2 says, "To wait and see. I don't understand this event." It says, "Let's gather again around the time the cherry blossoms bloom. Wonderful!" They went home, a little concerned about their popcorn accident that had happened earlier. Chapter 2, Opening Day Event, Part 1 of the project. The day of the event arrived. The volunteers, Hilltop Junior High School students, grade school students, and all the residents of the forest gathered one after another, each bringing what they liked. Ms. Okano and Mr. Ueshita, the event staff, were preparing for the replant. "Hello, I'm looking forward to working with you. It's during the test period, so I brought the seedlings on behalf of the students. The cultivation committee's skill of raising seedlings has improved every year." Well, thank you as always. The seedlings look very strong. I believe beautiful flowers will bloom. "Oh? Huh? Are you Mr. Ueshita by any chance? I'm Okajima. I was a member of the cultivation committee when I was in grade school." "Oh, Okajima. Wow, look at you. Are you a junior high school teacher now?" "Yes, I am. My love of plants led me to become a science teacher. Besides that, I am in charge of the cultivation committee. Are you on the event committee?" "Well, I retired last year and have been volunteering at the zoo. We can learn a lot from animals and nature." "Yes, you're right. This event is very good. Bury the spring and wait for spring." "What a surprise! So you two knew each other, a former teacher and student. It's encounters like this that make an event very interesting." So the replanting of the flower beds began. The seedlings were planted, and the different bulbs everyone brought were buried. Then Pop and Corn arrived. "We want to join too, and we brought this." When June saw it, he was too perplexed to answer. "This? Burying this? Seriously?" "You bet. This is what it bears if you plant it, right? We picked it up and it was sweet and so tasty when we ate it. That's why I'm sure it will bear good fruit. It's the popcorn from that time. Nao mumbled awkwardly. What? That sounds like our names. My name is Pop. I'm Corn. Pop? Corn? So that makes you popcorn. What's wrong? The chipmunks want to bury this. Don't you want to bury acorns and walnuts? They were all buried already, but the event seemed interesting, so we wanted to participate. That's when we picked this up. It was so delicious that we thought it will grow more of these if we planted it, so we kept it. Isn't it wonderful? Mr. Okajima spoke a little hesitantly. That's an interesting idea. Do you want to see if that lumpy nut will grow? Yes, we'd like to. Just then, Mr. Ueshita came along. Creative thinking is very important. Try it and see. I'm sure there will be good discoveries. That's right. And so the work in the flower beds was done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your hard work. Thanks to you, the flower bed will become very beautiful. The second part of the event is next spring. Please gather again then. Let's meet again when the cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Let's check this flower bed in spring. I hope the chipmunks will be awake from their hibernation. Thank you for your hard work. Everyone went home exchanging goodbyes. After a short time, the trees with red and yellow leaves beautifully decorated the Hilltop Zoo. Soon the cold winter arrived with a north wind. There were days when it was covered with white snow. Chapter 3. Spring is around the corner. The sun rays gradually brightened, and the occasional rainfall watered the earth. Miss Okano and Mr. Ueshita, the volunteers, came to check the garden. It's gotten much warmer, hasn't it? Spring is on its way. Well, let's take a look at the flower beds. While they were looking around, Mr. Okajima came along. Hello, I see you are together. Today is warm, and I was worried, so I came to check. The violas are growing well. Those are the seedlings of the Hilltop Junior High Cultivation Committee. How are the sprouts of the bulbs? They are sprouting here and there. They are so lovely. They look like shiny green hats. My, nothing has sprouted here. That's what I thought. What do you mean? This is where the chipmunks planted that popcorn. They were really looking forward to it. I see. I think it was worth trying, though. Yes, you're right. Well then, let's meet again when the cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Chapter 4. Under the full-bloomed cherry trees, Part 2 of the project. A nice warm spring arrived. The cherry blossoms bloomed everywhere at the grade school yard, along the junior high school field, and throughout the small town park. Needless to say, the cherry blossoms in the Hilltop Zoo were also in full bloom. It was finally the day of the second part of the event. The participants gathered in the main square as they enjoyed the cherry blossoms and the flower beds. They bloomed, didn't they? Yes, they bloomed. It's amazing. Spring is all about the cherry blossoms, isn't it? Miss Okano called out to the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Do you see spring in the flower beds planted in the fall? They bloomed more than I expected. It's full of flowers. Suddenly, they found a place where nothing had bloomed. Ah, hey! The chipmunks came skipping cheerfully. I'm amped up. If the cherry blossoms bloom this much, then I'm sure I agree with you. I think we buried them here. Huh? I don't see anything. Isn't that strange? It's weird. I wonder what happened. There might be some mistake, so let's ask the teacher. They said if you try, you might have some new discoveries. Teacher! Mr. Okajima noticed the chipmunks and came over. Hi, has spring come to your place too? No, it doesn't seem like it yet. After going through all that trouble planting, everywhere else seems to be spring, but only here is the same as before. You said we'd have some new discoveries if we tried. That's right. Look, there's nothing here. I see. Do you think this might be that discovery we wondered about? What? Mr. Ueshita came along. Let's see. How is it coming along? It didn't sprout, but you did a valuable experiment for us. What do you mean? We held back, and instead of eating all we had, we planted one or two, right? Oh, I see. Is that how it was? Fruit is a life that awakens from sleep like you chipmunks. It dozes off in the burrow during winter, but when spring comes, it wakes up with energy. That's why the boughs and seeds planted in fall woke up, sprouted, and bloomed. What happened to the acorns and walnuts you buried in the woods? Some we dug up and ate, while others sprouted. Now I see. Acorns and walnuts have life, but those we planted here. June, who was listening to the conversation, couldn't keep quiet. I accidentally dropped the popcorn sweets we were carrying back at the time when we were planting the flower beds. I thought I had picked up everything I dropped. However, you guys must have found some that were blown away by the wind. I'm sorry about that. Oh, so they weren't nuts, just sweets. There is no life in sweets. That's a bummer. But life awakens for sure, doesn't it? Wow, that's cool. This sounds like a difficult talk. However, life turns in a flower, so it's wonderful. This is what you call bury all kinds of things in the fall, and spring is worth waiting for. Ha ha ha. Come on, let's enjoy the flowers, everyone. So, all enjoyed the spring flowers to their heart's content. The end.
ただ神が知る